Good morning, industry leaders and partners. Today, I'm not here just to talk about tea. I'm here to talk about trust, transformation, and competitive advantage we unlocked when we let ESG lead the way. Let's begin with the transformation in motion, where ancient tea traditions meet today's health-conscious consumers, and the ESG-driven practice become a platform for strategic growth. This is China's new specialty beverage industry, and is stepping into its next evolution. Currently, this isn't just about trends, it's about a deeper shift from selling beverage to building belief. In today's world, trust is a new currency, and consumers no longer buy just for taste or price, they buy into values, into impact, into purpose. That's why ESG is no longer a checkbox, it's a compass, where sustainability is no longer a cost center but a value multiplier for brand reputation, customer loyalty, and long-term growth. In the new specialty industry, this shift is already on the way. From ingredient sourcing to packaging, from employee welfare to community engagement, ESG is not just shaping how we operate, it's redefining why we exist. Since 2016, China's new specialty market has surged. Along the way, we have innovated in flavor, in packaging, in digital touchpoints, but now we face an identity test. What defines us going forward? It's no longer just what we sell, it's what we stand for. And that's why ESG-driven marketing has moved to the forefront, because today, values are the new value proposition. Let's face it, this market is crowded. Products look the same, packaging feel the same, even core branding strategies are starting to lose their distinctiveness. In this environment, brand loyalty is weak. Consumers choose based on location and discounts. Second, our supply chains remain fragmented. That fragmentation makes traceability and accountability much harder. Third, our data systems are far from robust. Few brands can track raw materials, monitor emissions, and ensure supplier ESG compliance. And ESG tracking, like carbon footprints and ethical sourcing, isn't just complex, it's costly. Finally, sustainable packaging remains expensive, and the regulation is catching up. Now, negotiations with global plastic treaty are still going on, but once finalized, it will introduce binding requirements for plastic governance across the globe. Let's be honest, ESG is still undeveloped in our industry. This isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a growing risk, a risk for credibility, to compliance, and ultimately to competitiveness. Today, going global sounds exciting, but in reality, it's regulation, culture, and communication. Halal certification in Malaysia, nutrition label rules in Europe, a copy-paste model doesn't work. Brands face cultural adaptation, regulatory hurdles, legal differences, and language barriers. The result, higher locations costs, slower rollout, and a tough path to building consistent brand recognition. Actually, in 2024, over 80% of our customers are Gen Z and millennials. And here's what the data tells us: over 70% are willing to pay more for sustainable products. Gen Z sees sustainability as a form of style and self-expression. Millennials prioritize environmental protection, but they all share one thing in common: they want transparency. They care not just about what we see, but what we actually do. Today, social media amplifies the security. If a brand is catch performing surface level responsibility, it's not just a bad press. It's a trust crisis, and it comes fast. So what are the strategies? What does ESG-driven marketing look into in action? First, brand differentiation. Packaging is no longer just design, it's ethics. Take Haiti, they have moved to FSC certified materials and make sure they are giving back through donation, through agriculture systems. This understands their commitments, and what they build is what we call moral capital. Second, mobilize participants. Gen Z doesn't want to be told, they want to take part, like carbon points, carbon return rewards, eco challenges on social media. That's why ESG works. More green actions, strong brand connection, and more repeat purchase. Third, global growth, local empathy. China's expansion in Malaysia and Thailand, it works because they do it respectfully. They hire local, source local, adapt locally, emphasize cultural respect, and that's how ESG becomes a shared language of trust. Fourth, build ESG through the supply chain. We choose company-based farmer model that's traceability and rural empowerment in action. And Tibeto, they are cutting packaging waste, adopt biodegradable materials, and pushing for greener operations. Real efforts, real progress. This isn't CSR for show. This is long-term strategy and long-term brand advantage. Now, how do we lead this industry forward? Not by chasing flavor, not by racing to the bottom of price, and not by copying the next trends. We lead by standing for something deeper. What your customer truly hold on to is the story behind it, the value inside it, the word your brand chooses to build. Today, ESG is no longer a vision, it's a baseline. Long-term brand competitiveness depends on where the ESG is embedded with systemic thinking. Earning respect through responsibility, trust through transparency, capital, and consumers through long-term approach. That's not just good business, not just strategy, that's legacy. Thanks for your attention.